What up, fam? Hoping everyone is having a good one. Today we're going to be looking at the top silver players and creating a budget squad out of them. We're telling you guys the best budget players per position. So we're going to start off with catchers. The first player I would have that's a budget player is Mike Zunino. Sells for a pretty reasonable price. And then the second catcher, he's not going to be a primary catcher, so you guys will see him a little bit later on. But next we're going to go to first base. Now for first base, the first guy I'd have is Jesus Aguilar. Can hit both sides for power and has pretty good contact against both sides as well. So he's a pretty good staple there as long as you don't have something higher. But first base is usually easy to replace, so you'll replace him within no time, in my personal opinion. And then if you're looking at somebody else to stick at first base, Jed Kiorko is not a bad option either, and he's relatively cheap. We're going to continue on, go to second base now. For second base, this is where you want to maybe platoon it a little bit up. You have Scooter Gennett available for second base and Brian Dozier available for second base. I'd say those are the two best options, but giving you guys a little bit of a third option, Jonathan Schoop is not too bad to stick at second base either. And then going to third base, we do have some pretty good options here. Kyle Seager, I would say, from the left-handed side. And then Eduardo Escobar as a switch hitter is never a bad option to actually have at third base. We're going to go to shortstops. And Paul, he's always the best shot in terms of the lower tier divisions, silver and bronze. Trevor Story obviously is the GOAT, but definitely somebody to look at. And these prices are a little bit inflated due to the event that's currently going on. But for shortstop, I only have one, and that's Paul DeYoung. And I'm not sure if Jonathan Schoop actually plays short. We're going to go ahead and take a look at that real quick. But if he does, I'd add him to the shortstops. So in second base, we only have two, and I added Jonathan Schoop to the shortstops. Pretend we just did that. And then for the second catcher, it's actually Kyle Schwarber. I'd put him at catcher. Him and Mike Zunino, those are two budget baller catchers. And then for left field, you do have some pretty good options here. You have Jock Peterson. I'd have him there. You also have Will Myers, another good option. And then a little bit more on the expensive side, but definitely worth it, is Joey Gallo. I'd have him at center field. So he's the first guy I'd take and put him at center field. I put Will Myers actually at center field as well. And put left field, another option is Chris Davis. So for left field, I'd have Chris Davis, Jock Peterson. Kyle Schwarber would be catching. Center field, I'd have the options of Joey Gallo or Will Myers. And then we're going to take a look at center field, but honestly, none of these guys are really appealing to me as a good option for budget ballers. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into right field. For right field, you do have some pretty good options as well. You have Randall Grichuk, who has good power against both sides. And then I'd get Hunter Renfroe if Randall is a little bit too much of a investment for you. So those are pretty much the hitters. We're going to go ahead and look at some closers, look at some starting pitchers, and look at some relief pitchers. So for closers, I have Raisel Iglesias, always a good budget closer. Then you have Michael and Kelvin Herrera, three good guys right there that you guys can stick into the bullpen. For relief pitchers, you can never go wrong with Nate Jones. You can never go wrong with Pat Neshek. You can never go wrong with Steve. You can never go wrong with Familia, Darren O'Day, and then we continue on, and you have guys like Oliver Perez, who has a pretty funky delivery, so he's also a very good option. And then another lefty would be your boy Tony Watson. That's always a good option in MLB The Show. Has been a good option since, I believe, 17. And then for starting pitchers, you have a wide variety, and for this, I would honestly say just pick some starting pitchers that have a good arsenal of pitch types and have good speed, because that's really all you need this year in terms of starters. Some options that I would throw up there: Chris Archer, you can never go wrong with him. Robbie Ray, you can never go wrong with him either. And then looking at the second page, we have pitchers like Max Scherzer. This silver card is not bad at all, so he's another good option for you guys. Nathan Eovaldi with a 98 miles per hour fastball, that is deadly. Plus he has a splitter and slider to serve as two off-speed pitches, so that's like 4, I believe, so far. Michael Fulmer, he's not too bad either with his speed. and I'll give you guys about one more, and then we'll call it a video. Garrett Richards, always. I've used him, I think, every single year in my Budget Ballers account, and he's always been a good starting pitcher. So those are basically the options that I say are best in terms of silvers. Today or tomorrow, I will be dropping the second version of Budget Ballers, and it's going to be the bronze edition, and then maybe we will do a gold edition. I'm not too sure because I don't think that really fits under budget, but we'll give it a try. Anyways, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you all on the next one.